in the old Nollywood structure, it was a bit more informal in the sense that when it comes to the distribution channels, when it comes to the sector in itself, talking about like recruiting agents, recruiting talents, and working in the industry, there was no formality, there was no steps, or there was no what's the word now? There was no structure in place to follow. And then, for example, you can't even you don't have formal documents that states the numbers or the numbers of sales or where the funding comes from, or things like that. But the industry was able to grow wide with that structure in place because we had people who were called marketers. These people were like the middlemen. They were the one who had the strict knowledge of how the industry works, and they are like the middlemen between the producers or the filmmakers and the audience. But then it had its own disadvantages. In as much as it was an open market, anybody could make a film, and then if you have a very good relationship with the market, then you'd sell your film to a marketer. But the disadvantages were that, sometimes it means that you can't decide, you don't have exact figures of the numbers of your sales, or you can't even predict what will happen to your product or to your film or to your production before you produce. It's not something that you can use data to judge or to determine. So those are some of the disadvantages of the old Nollywood structure. But like I said, it had its own advantages. It had the fact that the industry grew a lot at the time. And but then for new Nollywood, I'd say that it's more or less not even a new Nollywood thing. It's something that the digital world brought with it. The new Nollywood is something that the digitalization. New Nollywood is something that the digitization of the world, brought with it, because now there are other distribution channels. You don't have to purchase a CD for you to watch a film. Now there are other channels where you can reach your audience, and that is what new Nollywood is doing compared to the old Nollywood, and that's what brought the paradigm shift in the industry. The fact that now audiences are able to access films or access content on their phones, on their computers, at the comfort of their homes without having to go out there to buy a physical CD, helped new Nollywood so much, in the sense that there are a lot of platforms, VOD platforms, a lot of other platforms or digital platforms where people can now access all of these things. They can access their content, and then it means that a producer or a filmmaker can reach out to their audience directly. But it's not even an easy thing, because it means that you need to build your platform. You need to work hard on building your platform for it to get to that point where people can now you can make money, or you can break even in your production. So that's the thing about new Nollywood. Digitization helps the industry so much, such that with the coming of Netflix, now it has its own audience, and then you can just boycott all the middlemen, and then you're at Netflix and you have your film or your production at Netflix. In as much as we still have distributors as middlemen.
In 1992 in Nigeria, electronic salesman Kenneth Nwebe shot a straight-to-video movie in 1 month on a budget of just $12,000. It sold more than 1 million copies, mostly by street vendors, and right then, Nollywood's Nigerian movie industry was born. By 2009, Nollywood had surpassed Hollywood as the world's second largest movie industry by volume, right behind India's Bollywood. And in 2014, the Nigerian government released data for the first time showing Nollywood as a $3.3 billion sector, with 1,844 movies produced in 2013 alone. Do that maths. Earlier in 2014, Nollywood producer Kunle Afolayan reached an exclusive Netflix distribution arrangement for his then latest film, October 1. This added to the 10 Nollywood-related titles already on Netflix and the US media company Nigeria's novel Beast of No Nation to star Idris Elba.
From the bottom of my heart, I congratulate our entire people of Nigeria.
Happy Independence!
My educated opinion tells me
Independence has arrived 10 years too early.
There's been a murder. In fact, two. A coating.
Okay. We found another body.
We are dealing with premeditated murder in the first degree.
I'm imposing an 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. coffee on Akute. Mount police checkpoint to every entry into Akute.
Question everyone. Find out anything unusual, and if by chance you come into contact with the killer, you must blow your whistle. He will keep on killing